Yeah, it's your boy Quan Don. We back for another Midwest Live interview here on Dilla TV, Midwest Live Broadcasting. I'm joined with my co-host Mike Dot, and today our special guest is Eric Williams. I'm gonna let you take it over from here, Mike.
How you doing today, Eric?
Just fine, Mike.
It's your boy Mike Dot coming live
Appreciate it.
from Midwest Live. We got our boy Eric Williams in the building today. This man is powerful. Please stay tuned. How you doing today, Eric?
Man, I cannot complain. I'm blessed and highly favored.
Kind of hot though, ain't it?
Yeah, it's roasting.
It's that Midwest Live.
It's a little roasting.
So how you doing though? You originally from Danville?
Originally from Westville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, born and raised in Westville, left for service and school
Right.
and some other things, but came back home.
All right, so you're a veteran?
No, I am not.
So when you say left for service, what do you mean?
I went into service, but I was in the reserves, so I never
okay.
I never did any active or seen
Right.
any war or anything like that. I don't consider myself a veteran.
Right. So I mean, did you travel with that? Or
No,
you did that in-
just everything I done was in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He traveled. But,
Well, when you say travel, most people think of
Right, yeah,
overseas
right,
or something
okay.
like that.
So, what led you back to Westville after that was over?
Family,
Mhm.
family, friends, sense of being.
Right.
Yes. You know?
So, is your mom and dad still alive?
No, they both have passed. Unfortunately,
Okay.
lost mom when she was 16.
Oh.
Lost dad when I was 25. So I've been alone for a long time.
Right. I mean, sometimes alone makes you stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
I
I
mean,
keep their values, of
Yeah,
course.
that's what I'm saying. So you still, what they taught you still here today.
Oh
So you-
yes, yeah. The drive and the work and the love of people.
Right.
For sure.
So you have any children?
I have 4. Yes, I have 4.
Eric was busy.
I don't know if I was busy. I think they were.
Right.
so,
So,
but I love my kids, yes, and they're
right.
great. Absolutely wonderful. I could not be.
They all adults?
Yes. Well, I have a 16-year-old, so she's close.
Oh, okay.
She'll be 17 here soon, and then, of course,
Yeah.
2 years of school, and I'll be done. Empty
Right.
nester at that point.
Okay, so all the other 3, they successful?
They're pushing it. They're doing very well. They're taking care of themselves. They're not in my pocket too much. So
Right,
that's
okay.
A,
Well,
that's
that's
a
always
good
a
thing.
plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm doing a little something right, you know.
So with the kids, I know that you have Big E's Creation. Have any of them followed in your footsteps?
My son wants to very much so. He's really, really, really pushing to try and get into
Right.
to doing construction and that type of thing. But you know, I want to make sure that I got him on firm grounds before he does.
Right,
And,
okay.
you know, you got to take care of business before you go and
Right.
do something that's extra. So.
Yeah. So with Big E's Creations, when was the first time you knew that Eric Williams wanted to be a builder?
Ooh. Well, me and a few of my friends, Matt Dudley and a few other people, we used to take stuff apart all the time when we were younger.
Right.
If they threw it out, we'd see if we could fix it, that type of thing. So I always knew that I wanted to do something that was mechanical, that was physical, that you had to use your hands
Right.
and think about it, you know, to be able to do it. So it's been in my blood forever. And then I started my first business with construction when I was 22. So. And then
In Westville?
yeah, actually, I've been in the area for a long time. I've
Right.
known Williams Brothers Construction for quite a few years.
Oh, okay.
And decided to get away from it. Built a tiny house for a gentleman and
Right.
fell in love with it, caught the bug, and
Right.
here we are.
Yes, and here we are today. Big E's Creations, tiny house on wheels. He can make anything that you want. How did you come about to become a designer, though?
Well, I'm in a trade where there's not a lot of color, a lot of minorities or women, or included. And I started out by buying old houses and just tearing them apart and teaching myself. And Time Life Series had some books on construction and plumbing and stuff. So a lot of what I've done has been self-taught because there wasn't no one there. I did take Vo-Tech, which was a vocational school, and took building trades, which taught me how to do, you know, minor things. But later on in life, I decided it was something I wanted to do full time. So I just started buying properties that nobody wanted
Right.
and fixing them myself.
So, with the idea of the tiny house on wheels, you never seen that before?
No, it's a part of the wagon law. What the wagon law is from back when settlers came in and they lived in wagons and
Right.
that type of thing. So that's where tiny houses originally came from because those wagons, of course, are on wheels.
Right.
So that's kind of where it first came from. But about 10 years ago, it started becoming a trend, and it was something that it was a way that I could help people. With a tiny house, if I give somebody a tiny house, they don't have taxes because it's not a foundation-based home,
Oh,
so
okay.
they can't lose it. So this was my way of figuring out a way to give back and help people.
Right.
Because if I give you a tiny house, the only way that you can lose it is if you sell it.
Oh, okay.
So it just made sense. And then the love of it, because the reaction I seen from the kids
Right.
and their friends, oh wow, look at that, you know, that's so cool. And the thing about tiny houses is it makes you feel like you're in that safe space when you was a kid.
Right.
You know, when you was a kid, you might go hide in a box or hide in a
Yeah.
closet, or you had an old car out back or something, but that place where you just felt like, man,
Right.
I'm safe, and
Nothing
you know,
to
it was
worry
just
about.
it was just a cool place to hang out with, and that's kind of what a tiny house
So
is.
what would you tell like somebody that like grew up in a trailer park or trailer homes? How would you take somebody that's used to trailers and then be like, well, I have these houses on wheels, these tiny houses?
Well, because they can dock a tiny house just like you dock a trailer.
Right.
Hurricane clips, the whole nine. Just you could
Okay.
do it the same way. The difference with a tiny house and a trailer is that when with a trailer, it's so big that if you move it, you have to have an oversized load.
Right.
So you have to have somebody else move it. With a tiny house, you hook your truck up to it and you take it wherever you want
So
to
a
go.
hitching bar.
Yeah. So
Right.
if you're living in Illinois and you get a job in Florida, you don't have that big of moving expense.
Right.
You know, you just go hook up to your house, and you beat feet to wherever you're going.
Right.
You know, you can even stay in campgrounds until you find a lot,
Right.
or acre, or whatever you're looking for to
Right.
put your home on. So it's just a very diverse way of living,
Right.
and it keeps your costs down too. You know, right now everybody's pennies are tight. You know, so with a tiny house, you can change your life. You know, you can change your living. I've got one that I've had docked now for over a year that we ran power on.
Right.
Well, the power bill for a whole year was $792. I mean, can you imagine?
For 12 months?
For 12 months. So could you imagine how much money you just saved just in power?
So with the power, right? Okay, like you said, I get a job in California. I got my tiny house on wheels. How do I get power to it in California?
Well, most of the homes that we're building now are completely off the grid.
Right.
So your solar power, you hit a button, it runs your whole home.
Oh, okay.
You
So
know,
I'm this power. I'm power regardless.
Right, and the other thing is too is that you can run your home off of a 110 drop cord with ours. We phase wire, use LED lights. We do
Right.
everything to downsize the power producing of that unit.
Right.
All of our units with inside your stoves and different things, we all run those on a 110 so that we're not pulling a big draw from the
Right.
line. So you're able to run our home with a drop cord just like you can a camper if you pull
Right.
it in the backyard.
Right. Man, that's what's up, man. I got a couple more questions there.
And
Because there's a lot of people I know that like to build stuff. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
Like, so like, you could build like, just give me okay, I got an old truck,
Okay.
but I lost the top of the truck.
Okay.
But I want to like be able to still take my truck and set up for like little like pop-up shops. What could you do to a truck like that?
Well, it just depends. If you're wanting the truck to become a living space, then
Right.
we could build into the back of the bed.
So you could build off of an old truck.
Oh yeah.
See, that's what
Yeah,
I'm talking
the
about.
back of
Like the building experience of somebody that knows what they're doing. There's no question to stop them.
Well, Michael, the thing is that we can build you a utility trailer, or we can build you a 10,000 square foot pole barn. So it doesn't matter, and we'll hit everything in between: mobile bars, tailgaters,
Right.
box gators. You know, anything you can think of in between, we'll build as well. I just need a blueprint. If you
Right.
give me a blueprint, I'll give you an end result.
Right.
How did you get to the point from building from things that's so small to even commercial buildings? Like,
Well, because I started out building houses and
Mhm.
pole barns in the beginning. The tiny houses came later. It was a challenge because in a tiny house you have to put every component of a big house
In the time.
into 200 or 300 or 400 or 500 square foot. That's not an easy thing to do. So for me, the challenge
Right.
was right up my alley. You know, you both have played sports all your life.
Right.
When you find something that challenges you and challenges your soul, you decide, hey,
Right. Let's try it, yeah.
let's try it.
Show
So-
me you can defeat me.
Yeah, so the first time I had a friend, Larry, that lives in Wisconsin, he just was like, hey, I'd like to have a tiny house built. And so we just sat down and kind of drew it up, and I thought, I don't know about doing this stuff,
Right.
but I had rebuilt some campers, so I know that it was kind of similar. But the difference in a camper and a tiny house, there's a big one.
Right.
In a camper, you can't live in it in the winter. I tried.
Right.
I tried. I had a $40,000 fifth wheel that
Right.
we had bought that I about froze to death. I had to call my friend and be like, look, man, I can't stick out this winter. These two by two walls ain't cutting it.
Right.
It ain't keeping the frost off the windows, you
Right.
know?
It's too thin.
So the difference is that, with the camper, it's a 2x2 wall. With a tiny house, it's built just like a home.
Right.
R13, R19 insulation, or if we blow it, we can get you as high as
Right.
R28 or 29 or 30. It just depends on where you're at. So it just became a love. And it was a way that I knew I could give back to people
Right.
and no one take it from me.
Right. Because there's people that have a house, been there their whole life, and then they fall back on the land payments.
Yeah, taxes.
Yeah, and then the bank takes it.
Or someone buys it out from underneath
Right.
them
Yeah,
and
they don't
buys
even
their
know.
taxes,
Yeah.
and they don't
I'm your
even know.
landowner now. You gotta go.
Now you gotta go.
Right.
With a tiny house, it's a deed like a car.
Right.
And that's what I want to do. I want to get it to the point where you can buy a tiny house from me like you can buy a car.
Right.
You know, with a car, if you go buy a brand new truck, say a $80,000, $100,000 truck, because that's about what they cost nowadays.
Right.
If you go buy a brand new truck, they're going to give you a factory rebate.
Right.
With that factory rebate, that's going to act as your down payment for you to be able to purchase that truck.
Right.
I want to do the same with tiny houses.
With tiny houses. Right.
So with me being a manufacturer of them, I can give you a manufacturer's rebate for your down payment. And as long as you've got a 620 credit score and been at your
Right.
job long enough, we can put you in a tiny house.
Right.
Well, if I can get it to that situation where we're doing that, we could pretty much stomp out homelessness and the things that we have.
Right.
See, not everybody wants a big old house.
Right.
They just want somewhere they can go lay their
Right,
head.
go
and
home.
feel
Yeah,
safe.
because a lot of people, when they go home, they go to sleep, and then the hustle and bustle of the day, they're outside anyway.
And they're gone anyway.
Right.
So, the most of the time you spend at the home is when you're sleeping and eating and stuff
Right,
like
yeah.
that. So you don't need that big old square footage. The things that I'm trying to direct the attention to is the cost of living in a tiny house. If you're paying $1,500, $1,600 a month with your rent and your power and everything in a regular home. In a tiny house, I can get you in a tiny house with all your utilities and everything for about $500 to $900 a month. So with that being said,
Everything.
yes, that's everything. That's
Right.
your payment on the tiny house.
Sometimes that's one person bill.
Yes.
Right.
You know, it could be your power bill.
Yeah.
I got a friend just told me the other day his
Right.
power bill was $848 for 1 month. You know, I just looked at him and said, if you had a tiny house,
Yeah, right.
that would be your bill for the
Right.
whole year.
Right.
You know, so, but it's just a love of them.
So why? So what is it that's stopping you from having a car lot full of tiny homes, houses on wheels?
Well, I've been at it now for 10 years. I've had 3 different shops, and something has always happened that I lost that shop.
Mhm.
This one here, just not going to lose. We're just,
Right.
it's just not going to happen again.
Okay.
So now it's at the point now that we just got to finish what we started.
Okay.
We knew it would be a journey. I said it would take that long. Why? Because it took me that long to build the other business.
Right.
With this business, it's a little different just because the awareness of tiny houses, it's out there, but people don't realize how truly life-changing they can be.
Right.
You know, and until they get that gist of it, then it's going to be just, you know, a fad. But it's blowing up so much that they can't say that no more.
Right.
You know, the industry is growing and people are realizing that they don't have to give the big corporations all of their money. Let's
Right.
just say it that way.
Okay.
You know, with your power and water and sewer and garbage and everything that comes
Right.
along with owning a house, your insurances and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Insurances are cheaper on the tiny house than they are on a regular house.
Right.
It's just economically more sound, especially for young people.
Right.
You know, they're renting apartments, 400 or 500 square foot apartments for $700 to $1,200 a month. Well, you
Right.
can own a tiny house for that,
Right.
and that's something that you ain't gotta worry about somebody coming and taking from you.
Right.
You know, so I'm trying to get the movement moving, especially in minorities more because there's just not a lot of them aware of what we're doing. I love everybody, of course,
Right.
but it seems like we catch on late every
Right.
time. With this allows me to give back because our motto for Big East Creation is that for every 3 that we build and sell, we want to give 1 away. And so what I want to do is I want to take those people that bought those 3 with me
Right.
to give that 4th one away.
Right.
My attorneys and everybody threw a fit about it. Yeah, you can't give away a quarter of your wealth and blah 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 blah.
But this is coming from your
But
heart.
this is how I want to do it.
Right.
We'll figure out how to make it work.
Right. Right.
But this is what I want to do because when you give somebody something like that that's life changing,
Right.
the
Blessing.
feeling you get and the blessing it is,
Right.
you know, you're paying it forward.
Right.
What I'm looking to do is to get a hold of Chevy,
Right.
Ford, Toyota,
Right.
one of them, and get them to give a truck with me.
Right.
If little old me,
But now you got a truck to pull the house. Right.
if little old me can
Y'all
give
heard
away,
it here.
yeah, if little old me can give away a house, why can't you
Right.
give a truck and match
Right.
my energy?
Right. Yeah.
Come on, let's make a difference.
And they billionaires.
Yes.
Right.
You know, the only way things are going to change ever, Michael, is if we change it.
Right.
But if we don't want to jump in the arena to fight the bull, we can't change it.
Right. Yeah, we just like on the outside looking in like
Yeah,
everybody else.
you gotta want to make the change.
Right.
I've had several offers to go work for other companies and run their whole companies, and they've been more money than I've ever seen.
Right. But that ain't the passion that you got. The passion is what you want to do. I got you.
The home we're in right now that we're interviewing from, I was able to give the lady the lot and build her a home for free.
Right.
You know how good that felt?
Yeah.
When I watch her walk in the house and see
Right.
it and I almost fall to her knees and I gotta catch her.
Right.
You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
You know? So I want to pay it forward.
Right.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, well, we had came out here the other day and you were showing us the things you have, and you was telling us about the situation, about like how you was like kind of shorting on funds.
Well, the thing that it is that everything that you seen the other day, I've done out of pocket,
Right.
and it's cost me a lot because that whole grounds was all trees.
Right.
So I had to get rid of all of the trees before I brought in septic or power or roads
Right.
or anything. So you know, it just depleted my funds doing it
Right.
that way. And being that we're in an area where there's not a high traffic of camping and people living smaller.
Right.
It's just a little harder to sell things and,
Right.
and get things moved. You know, I've got a few builds now that I'm trying to move.
Right.
So it's just,
So how okay, if somebody wanted a tiny home, tiny house on wheels, what is the lease? So could $10,000 give me a tiny house on wheels?
it would be a small one. It would be a small one because, you know, some of the trailers that you purchase are going to be $3,000 to $5,000 just in
Right.
the trailers. The bigger ones that people are living in, I have a couple now that are smaller,
Right.
but you can only sleep 2 people in them.
Right.
You know, so if the bigger you go, the more the cost. It's just,
Right.
you know, it's just like that with anything.
15,000, I'll be able to move
Yeah.
around.
20 would definitely get you in the
Okay,
door
Okay.
for like a 2-person sleeper.
Right. Okay.
It would definitely get you in the door. You have to realize that there's a lot of things that you have to purchase within,
Mhm.
and there's some things that you just can't recycle to purchase.
Right.
You'll
Yeah,
have to
brand
go to
new.
a box store.
Right.
And so that's where the cost gets you at, is there. So, you know, but we'll work with people.
Right.
You know, we'll work
Okay.
with people
Well,
and we'll try and build to their budgets.
So you said 20,000, I can move around.
Yeah, I
in my
think
house.
I think I could get you into one for around 20,000. Now you have to keep in mind it's a lot of the materials are going to be recycled.
Okay.
You know, and what I mean by recycled, I guess that's a bad thing to say. They're not being bought across the counter of a big box store.
Okay, so I just won $50,000 in the lottery.
Okay.
And I'm seeing this interview. I want me a tiny house on wheels,
Right.
but I want it brand new.
Right.
What would that, if I didn't want to spend the whole 50, could 30, 35,000 give
I
me
would
everything?
say I'd say 35.
Because I gotta have $15,000 to go to the casino.
Yeah. Well, I understand.
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I at least want to know I got a house.
Yeah. Well, at
You know
least
what
if
I
you're gonna
mean?
do the house. What I would suggest do is do the house first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I want to make sure I got the house together.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
go mess
Yeah.
up.
Then go try to pay for what you spend on.
Yeah,
tiny
you feel
house.
me? So if
Yeah.
maybe I want me another house.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll build it.
But you saying, so 30, 35,
Oh yeah.
brand new materials, everything.
Yeah. I
Right.
can get you in there for that.
But even if with the 20,000, I can still be living comfortable with recycled materials.
Yeah, you know, and I tell people participate.
But I'm only gonna know they recycle because you told me.
right.
The
Well,
regular person wouldn't know.
wouldn't even know. I mean,
Right.
they're not bad materials. It's just like somebody might have donated a door or gave us
Right.
a door or gave us a window.
Yeah, just basically like HUD stuff what Section 8 does.
Yeah, the same
Yeah, right.
same way. You know, I tell people all the time, if you could help a bunch in your budget by going and buying all the stuff ahead of time.
Right.
You know, if you go to a rummage sale or something and you see a sink there and you like the
Right.
sink, buy it.
Right, yeah.
Put it in your garage
Right.
until you're ready to build your tiny house. You
Right.
know, so you can help me get to that budget,
Right.
that budget number that we're looking at. The whole thing is I'm willing to try,
Right.
regardless.
Okay, right.
You know, and it's something that we can sit down and kind of map out before we get to that point.
Mike, not even to cut y'all off, but Mike, speaking of that, I think we should start a GoFundMe for Aaron.
I was thinking the same thing, Quan. What would you feel about a GoFundMe, Eric?
I have looked at several GoFundMes, especially the business portion of the GoFundMes, and I appreciate that because I appreciate y'all even saying that.
Right.
Okay, it's something that I thought about, but I don't want a handout. I want a hand up. So if you're going to do something like that, let me give away some bills. You know.
Okay, so when you say giving away bills, right? So what if somebody only has like $25 or $50, the most they can?
Well,
help
what we
you?
could do is set it up where it's designed that way.
Right.
So, I've got a couple builds in mind that I have right now. So what we could do is if an entry level, if they donate $25 to $50,
Raffle.
then,
Like a
then
raffle.
when they put their name in, that name will go in that $25 to $50.
Right. And
area.
what could they win? Like a T-shirt or something?
Well, we give them like a T-shirt or something and tell them thank you.
Okay,
You know.
right.
So then, like $50 to $75, what we could do is give away like a tailgater, which is pretty
Like the
cool.
one you showed us?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly like that. Give
Right.
that
And
away
then 25 to 20. What you said? 50 to 75. They could
would be
in
the tailgater,
raffle for that.
and then the 75 to 100 could be like the journeyman.
Oh, okay.
You know, and
Yeah.
then that way We're not asking for a handout. We're asking for
Right.
a handout.
What if they give over 100?
Then we'll build them a new tiny house for that bracket.
Whoa.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Brand new.
I don't want.
There would be in a raffle to build one, right?
Yeah, because what happens is
I
when
mean,
you go in.
Eric, you gotta let these people know that.
Well,
you know?
don't hold me to it. Yeah, we'll figure out the
Right.
details. But my thing is that by someone willing to bless me for what I'm trying to do, I don't want it to be a handout. I want it to be a handout.
Right. So,
So I wanna
you're
give
not doing
something
the usual GoFundMe, help me. You're still giving them a chance that they're helping themselves as well.
Yes, sir. And if they don't want to put their name on it for it, someone
Right.
you know that needs a tiny house,
Right.
put their name down in
Right.
there and see if they can win.
Okay.
Oh,
You
that
know?
sounds like a plan.
I
We
think
gonna have
we
to
need to put
do
that
that.
together,
We
Quan.
might have to put that together for real.
You know.
So
'cause
you'll be cool with that, Eric?
yeah, I would. I actually would because I'm giving something back.
Right.
You know, and what we could even do is just have a big gathering.
Right.
You know, and have all of the builds already sitting there at the gathering.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what we can do is draw the names
Draw the
live.
names in here, yeah.
And
That'll be dope.
you know,
Thinking now, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because then people feel like they're participating and they're also getting a chance
Right.
to win something.
Then they're
for their
seeing
money.
the tiny house on wheels themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're seeing what's
Yes.
given away. You know what I'm saying? When we say the mobile bar, they're probably not remembering what they seen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah.
But we could set it up in categories within the page.
And we have the
You know.
pictures of it. and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
There it is,
that'd be
right
T-shirts
there.
you can, yeah.
You know,
There
and
it
then that way it's not a handout, it's a handout.
Right.
They're getting something, we're getting something, everybody's happy.
We're gonna
And not only that, but that would just be awesome to give away one from the get-go too.
Right, yes.
You know.
One, yeah.
And then what we need to do is see if we can't find one of these dealerships to drop a truck
Yeah.
with.
That'll be the bomb.
And
Go,
then that would just
I'm
that
a,
would be crazy.
I'm
crazy.
So where we can find you at, Eric?
I haven't created too much access to me yet, Quan.
Okay.
I'll just be honest with
Just
you, man.
you got a
I-
Facebook?
I do have a Facebook. We are putting together a Big East Creation Facebook page, so they'll be able to go and look at it pretty soon.
Right.
But I wanted to build the foundation. We've got the foundation. We're just short a little bit to be able
Right.
to finish.
So we're gonna make sure we finish. That's what we're
Right.
gonna do. That's the
Yeah,
goal.
and you know,
Everything happens for a reason.
yeah, and here's the thing. Once we get going, we got some really neat stuff coming at y'all.
Hey, here
You
it
know,
goes.
we ain't talked about all that yet, but
Right.
We're gonna say that for another time.
Yeah, we'll
man.
get to that. We got some really
Right.
neat stuff coming, and we're gonna be able to help a lot of people change some lives.
Right.
You know, and build some cool things, man. Like just a tiny house is cool. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
Yeah.
That tailgater's cool. You pull that down to the beach.
Definitely
Right.
can. I
You know?
told Doc that's gonna be us. Don't even worry about it.
Right.
Yeah, the journeyman. If you're working out of town, you got somewhere to stay now.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about them bag bugs you was
Right.
talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's fun, man. It's
Right.
fun and it's changing lives,
Yeah.
and that's what
I see the glee in you every time you talk about it.
Well,
Your
because-
face lights up. You
Yeah,
cry.
it just because it's a way. Look,
Right.
I won't be happy what we're doing, y'all, until I can give away that first home after
Right.
I've sold 3. Because yeah, it's about blessing lives in the whole 9. But when you give somebody something that you know for a fact is life changing, now we
Yeah.
just changed her life completely.
This is like stuff like FEMA should be at you.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
they've talked to me.
Right.
They've talked to me. When you go government,
Yeah. I
it
got
gets really huge.
you. Right.
And I want to get huge with this, but I want to help the common person.
Right.
See,
You ain't forgetting where you're coming from.
we forgot to take care of our neighbor.
Right.
We forgot to love that neighbor.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
A long time
a
ago.
long,
Right.
long time ago.
I got
You know, I've stayed silent for as long as I have, and because of Quan and you and a few other good friends, Matt and a few others, Jeremy, a few other people, y'all have pushed me out of my
Comfort zone.
yeah, and I needed that.
Right. Yeah.
I needed that.
Because how they gonna know about the tiny houses on wheels?
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
needed
saying?
that. Oh,
Right.
I'm gonna make sure they know.
Right.
I got something coming, but they gonna know. They gonna know who
Right.
it is.
But
You know?
one question I do want to ask before we go that we didn't ask is, so what would be your title exactly, as far as in the construction world?
Yeah, they like ain't like you. So is that? I know like a brick man is like a mason.
Well, what I call it is just a developer, creator,
Okay.
general contractor. I mean, if you give me a blueprint, I'm gonna build it.
Right.
And if you don't have a blueprint, I help you create one.
Right.
You know, so a master carpenter, someone that just
Right.
loves their trade.
Right.
You know, there's something about taking a rick of wood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what for people who don't know what a rick of wood is, it's just a big bundle of wood. And you take that big bundle of wood and you turn it into a tailgater or a journeyman
Right.
or a tiny house or something. But you took a pile of sticks.
Right.
You took a pile of lumber. Everybody else would look at that lumber and wouldn't know what to do with it.
Right.
But you took that lumber and you created life with it.
Right.
That's the rush of it.
Right.
I ain't never heard of that. A master carpenter.
Yeah, I consider myself a master
I think
carpenter.
that's a master of what he likes to do. You know what I'm saying? That was a cold piece. Master carp, like.
Yeah, because
that was like some show enough stuff.
well, yeah, because you kind of got to be. I mean, think about it, y'all. You're condensing. You're going from a 1,500 square foot hood home down to a 300 square foot tiny
Only
house.
a master can be able to do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
got to know where to run the plumbing so
Right.
it don't freeze and bust, and you just gotta get into it. You gotta
Right.
be into
So
it.
have you ever thought about teaching people?
Mike.
That's coming too. That's coming too. So once we get up and going, that's what I want to do. Look, the youth need something other than college. Not everybody's fit for college.
Yeah.
The
You need
youth-
a trade instantly.
That go to work tomorrow.
Right.
And if someone don't have a job for them, you can do like I did. They wouldn't hire me. I created my own
Right.
job.
He'll create a job for you. I appreciate you again, Eric. We're running out of time today.
That's all right. I thank you
Man,
for
you
the
really
time.
always.
We're gonna have to come back and get more.
Yeah.
That's
This
what
is
it
the
is.
interview to where it's like, I don't think I have enough questions, but I appreciate what you've told us. And man, we're gonna get that GoFundMe going. Me and Quan are gonna push it every day
Yes, sir.
Man.
until we can reach these goals for you,
Well,
Eric.
I tell you what, if we can get there, gentlemen, we're gonna have some fun. One,
All right.
and two, we're gonna help a lot of people.
Right.
And that's the thing that I want to do more than anything is to help people.
Say it right here so the people know it.
Yeah.
Let the people know
Listen,
it.
good people, if y'all decide to bless me with the funds, I will work hard for you. I promise you that we will work together and try to eradicate homelessness. We'll help people. We'll donate. We'll do fundraisers. Whatever we can do to help somebody with a tiny house or something I build, I'm willing to let it go.
There we go, right
We
there.
appreciate you again. It's Michael. This is Doc coming live from Midwest Live.
He
See,
don't even
I'm
know
here with
what-
Eric. I'm ready to tell my full government. I'm trying to get a job interview.
Yeah, man.
You already passed that one.
This is Mike Dot Quad Dog, man. Midwest Live interview. We appreciate y'all that tuned in, man. Shout out to Dilla TV, Midwest Live broadcast.